Greetings, Eric Bakker. I've got another interesting question here from a patient. This is from a guy in California, and he's saying, Eric, have you got any information on staph, sinus, pneumonia, and biofilm-related eradication? Some protocols using enzymes, then antimicrobials, occasional chelation ending with probiotics. Sounds like this person needs a consultation, needs to come and see someone like me or somebody else to talk about how they can get back on top of things. People who've got staph, there are many types of bacteria out there, but staphylococci bacteria can be quite resistant these days. My recommendation for people with staph, and particularly if they've got pneumonia, is to really work on getting their cortisol levels balanced again. So if you've written this question, my recommendation is to do a salivary cortisol test and make sure that you've got sufficiently balanced cortisol levels to boost your immune system up. Because you may well have adrenal fatigue, you could have thyroid dysfunction, you could have some type of underlying infection in the body. I've spoken about this many times in previous videos. You may have a diseased tooth, you could have a problem with your tonsils or adenoid, like a low-grade infection. You could have a problem with the appendix, or the ileocecal valve connecting the large and small intestine. There could be a small infection. So small, tiny little infections can often cause a problem. Big problem for somebody. They can really sap the energy, and they can cause a lot of adrenal stress for the person too. It's a little bit like a hole in a tire. You've got to constantly pump it up, but then very slowly the air will go down. So it's causing a lot of problems. So eradication of microbes like this, in my opinion, it's to look where the hole is, to try and find it and plug up the hole permanently. All right. So that's a clever idea, is to do regular blood tests, regular cortisol tests, to make sure you've got a powerful immune response and a strong, viable immune system. Otherwise, you're wasting your time taking supplements and doing chelation therapy. Right? Chelation works best when lifestyle is in line with giving you a correct immune response. Enzymes are absolutely worth it. I always recommend a good quality digestive enzyme and a probiotic supplement. This is exactly why I formulated CanSida Restore, which is a combination of enzymes and probiotics which do exactly what this person's looking for. You can give probiotics and enzymes at the same time. They don't cancel each other out, by the way. And people who take a formula with enzymes and probiotics usually get better digestion and better eliminations and an improved immune function as a result. So let's just look at a protocol, for example, for a person like this who will have a pneumonia and wants to eradicate it. So, and again, first and foremost, it's lifestyle. The person has to determine if they've got good sleeping patterns, good eating patterns, and they don't have much emotional stress in their life. This all needs dealing with. They need their diet in line, obviously, with a good immune function. So we're following some of the principles I previously outlined in the video. Eating a good quality diet, avoiding a lot of the crap in the diet is going to go a long way as well. And then the third point is doing some targeted testing for gut function and immune function. And a practitioner will help you with this. Maybe some comprehensive stool testing to determine what's going on in the gut. And again, as we mentioned, some other testing there, some blood work perhaps, and some cortisol work. That's going to really find out how to fine-tune your protocol, get you in a good position. Intravenous work, I recommend intravenous ozone. It will work quite well with pneumonia. I've seen many cases really clear up, and perhaps some intravenous vitamin C, or vitamin C, we call it, 20 or 10, 20, 30 grams, 1,000 milligrams per day. This could be given once or twice a week by a proper integrated doctor, or a good practice nurse can do this for you. So that's going to help a lot too. There's many other forms of chelation that you could be looking at. Some people have these, they go through the barometric pressure, or they go in these tubes where they change the atmospheric pressure. That can help some cases in pneumonia as well. Some people use inhaled glutathione or inhaled ozone, can work as well. And for sinus, I know they've even got special tiny little syringe they use for injecting ozone into the sinus areas. So there's many different therapies you can use now to get rid of sinus and pneumonia related conditions. And of course, probiotics. And you're saying ending with probiotics. I always recommend a great probiotic formula. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight on how to eradicate a condition like this. Find the problem areas, assessment, proper treatment, retest, and keep on going, and you'll eventually eradicate the problem. Persistence breaks resistance. Thanks for tuning in.